we are running.
Have you heard about the phenomenon of binaural beats like these? Here's what you might be thinking. This just sounds like some new age fad. Actually, binaural beats were discovered in the 1800s, and trance-like music itself has existed for thousands of years. Not only that, but binaural beats have been supported by scientific research. When the binaural beat sounds enter your ears, they produce something in your brain called brainwave entrainment. Binaural beats work by sending two different frequencies to each of our ears. When hearing these two frequencies simultaneously, our brain creates a third tone out of the mathematical difference. Here's an example. If a 300 Hz sound frequency is sent to one ear, and a 305 Hz frequency is sent to the other ear, your brain will process these sounds in a way that results in hearing one 5 Hz frequency. Your brainwaves will then synchronize to this 5 Hz sound frequency. These simple yet highly efficient tones have the capacity to naturally make a shift occur in how your brain deals with information. Binaural beats can successfully help you to either reach a higher level of productivity or to get better and healthier sleep. However, there is a great variety of purposes which these can be used for. Everything you do and the quality of it are strongly linked to your brain's state. There is a direct connection between how your brain feels and how well it helps you do your activities and process information. Therefore, whatever it is you want to achieve, like going into a meditative state, or getting a better rest during the night, or activating the natural healing process of your system, you need to make sure that your brain is in the right state. This might sound weird, but we humans have the capacity to easily and safely change the functioning mechanism of our brains. We can create shifts in the speed and intensity of our thoughts by listening to certain tones that create different brainwaves. And all of this natural process does not involve any drugs or medications. Understanding how your brain functions will help you use binaural beats in your own best interest so that you purposefully get to some effect through an easy and natural process. So, how does the brain work? Think of it like the internet. Through this tool, people all around the world are able to communicate with each other at amazing speeds, almost instantaneously. This is the same principle of how your brain's neurons are functioning. These small cells' behavior is highly dependent on information, which makes them either get excited, light up, or fire off. There is a complex network that ensures communication between your brain's neurons. It doesn't matter how much traffic of data goes on, your brain's network will keep on exchanging information in a balanced way. Anytime these neurons fire off, there is a small amount of electricity being released. This can be greatly measured through a test known as EEG, electroencephalography. So this electrical activity taking place in your brain can create different frequencies that science calls brainwaves. These brainwaves are responsible for how you feel. Therefore, the higher the frequency, the more alert and reactive you feel. At the same time, a lower brainwave will represent stages of rest and sleep. So our brain reacts and can be shaped when it is exposed to certain frequencies of sound. This means that we can use certain tones to reshape the way our brain works. This is exactly what binaural beats can do. You can use imagination to make your brain hear a frequency associated with a certain state of mind that you want to achieve. However, before turning to binaural beats to help you make that change you want, you first need to understand what your brain's frequencies are and which states they are specific to. Beta waves are the hyper-intensive ones, which go from 12 to 38 Hz. Such frequencies take place when you're in a normal waking consciousness. This is when you focus your attention towards cognitive tasks and the outer world. In this state, you can solve problems, make decisions, but also overthink, become anxious and excited, considering the high levels of intensive energy associated with it. Alpha waves, those that go from 8 to 12 Hz, are specific to the chilled out states. Whenever you are calm, relaxed, and at ease, your brain will emit such waves. This is a state where learning and the integration of the mind and body can be easily and effectively done. From 3 to 8 Hz, you get theta waves, the frequencies that are specific for those moments when we're just falling asleep. Also, whenever you're going deeper and deeper into your meditation practices, your brain goes into theta. Such brainwaves support intuition and vivid imagery. It is easier to learn, memorize, and retain information as well, compared to your normal waking consciousness. This is why theta is the perfect state for adding new programs into your subconscious, because when you're in this state, your subconscious mind is recording and not playing. Listening to a 5 Hz binaural beat and, at the same time, listening to programs like I Am affirmations is the perfect match. We already created a few audio programs for theta state. Check out the first link in the description. The deep delta frequencies, which go from 0.5 to 3 Hz, are known as the slowest and loudest existing waves. You can enter into these states when you're in a deep meditative state or when you're in a deep sleep without dreaming. Delta brainwaves support all the healing and the regenerative processes. So now you're halfway through learning how to use binaural beats to make whatever desire of change you have come true. The deeper level of consciousness is where inner change happens. As you attempt to transform yourself, it is important to understand that good and positive ideas are not enough to help you make a change. All the knowledge about transforming the self in a powerful and positive manner can be quite unnecessary when your life asks for a shift, so you can learn and understand how the universe works. But what is really important is to put all that information into practice by making it become a part of yourself. Therefore, you need to access those deeper layers of your consciousness, which correspond to the alpha, theta, and delta brainwaves. These are situated below the waking consciousness, which is specific to beta brainwaves. Once you get to these deep levels of yourself, you can start reshaping your brain to acquire deeper learning, to make more powerful intentions, to self-heal, and to repattern the way you behave. Listening to binaural beats will make your brain attune to certain frequencies depending on what state you want to get into. Nowadays, you have at your disposal numerous online sources where you can get high-quality binaural beats to help you make that change you've dreamed of for such a long time. As you dive deeper into that profound level of consciousness, while listening to your chosen binaural beats, you'll be exposed to new states of being, going beyond the waking consciousness and past the alpha waves. Anything you'll focus on will create almost instant results. There is an amazing power you're offered as you can access those deep levels of your consciousness. For instance, a change in your mood can be done in just a moment, similar to how long it takes for an arrow to reach a target after it has been shot. Also, you can ask for solutions, for healing, and answers will come to you much faster than you could ever imagine. These audio frequencies that activate brainwaves can be used by anybody who wishes to truly make a significant change in their life. Binaural beats are safe for everybody to use, but there are certain categories of people that should talk first to a doctor before attempting to use them. Those likely to suffer seizures because the shift in brainwaves can activate them, those dealing with heart issues as brainwaves highly impact the heart's rhythm, those dealing with mental disorders, children, pregnant women. Those who are driving and operating heavy machinery should not listen to binaural beats while performing such tasks. If you are safe to go, choose those binaural beats that can bring you the results you actually need. If you need to become more active and alert, you should listen to those sounds that come with a bigger difference in frequency. If calmness or falling asleep faster is what you're looking for, you should choose those tones that are closer together. The discovery of the impact that certain sounds have on inducing specific states of mind was made back in 1837 by physicist Heinrich Dove. He noticed that if your left ear hears a tone of 410 Hz and your right one hears a 400 Hz tone, your brain will react by making the difference between the two values of Hertz and will hear an imaginary tone of 10 Hz. This represents the binaural beat. So when you expose your brain to different tones and it creates that imaginary tone, all the brainwaves adapt and sync up to that specific value of that frequency, which in our example is 10 Hz. This is a value specific for the alpha state, described as a chilled state when you're relaxed, calm, and anchored in the present moment. Binaural beats can be used for numerous purposes. For example, they can help you have a better meditation session. Usually, if a meditation is done correctly, you will start from a beta state, where your thinking is at its highest. Then, you'll access the alpha state, followed by the deeper theta. And finally, you'll reach delta, which is the deepest level of your consciousness. After a couple of moments, depending on how well trained you are, the reverse process will take place. Therefore, you'll go back into beta, feeling awake and refreshed. Sometimes you might even go back to your waking consciousness with new insights. Binaural beats can also provide you with a better night's sleep, and they can greatly improve the way you study by increasing your power of memorizing and retaining new information. Other effects of binaural beats include reduced anxiety, lowering stress, increasing relaxation and focus, and promoting creativity. There is no doubt that binaural beats can greatly add to your daily activities. Give them a try and see how your whole system naturally reshapes and rebalances itself towards making your wishes of change come into reality.
We are running that if you don't reposition yourself,